in a sense, it doesn't really matter if the teams are operating in a sustainable manner, if the enterprise itself is not operating at a sustainable level. And that's what I meant by it has to be flipped. I don't know exactly how to get there, how to get that flipping, but the sustainability initiative has to be at the top. I believe that it has to be at the top because the enterprise needs to orient towards sustainable business practices. And maybe you do trigger it. Maybe you do trigger it by catalyzing teams to act independently and to pursue sustainable business practices within their own team. I can think it might work more easily within divisions or like wholly owned subsidiaries where you could experiment and iterate and A/B test and a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. But I think that if the sub-teams are just sort of thinking, yeah, we're going to operate sustainably within this larger enterprise that's not, then it's sort of like, well, why? Sustainability has to be based on innovation. Sustainability has to mean doing something different. And our whole society doesn't really get that yet, right? Everybody thinks, well, we're just going to build a bunch of electric cars and we're going to get a bunch of heat pumps and great, we'll just continue going the way that we are. But it's actually going to take a fundamental shift in the way that we operate simply because at the rate that we're consuming natural resources, we're going to consume them. It's a finite planet with finite resources. And I'm not a Malthusian. I'm not saying, we're all going to drive this thing off the cliff in the next 10 years. But there is a natural limit to the amount of resources that we can consume. And I think that notion of behavior shift, that notion of like a really different way of even thinking about the notion of sustainability has not yet penetrated corporations and society. And so your question is actually a really fascinating one now that I think about it, because maybe that is actually how it happens. I'm going to completely reverse myself. Maybe it does happen at the team level first. Maybe all the experimentation happens at the team level. And the lessons from those experimentations get rolled up to the enterprise. And that's how we redefine the notion of sustainability. Because right now, corporate executives, when they hear sustainability, what they hear is, what's the least that we can do to put us on a track so that we continue doing exactly what we're doing today? But it really has to be, what is it that we can do differently? That's the different question. And I don't think those are the questions that are penetrating the C-suite or the boardroom yet.